Hi, my name is Phillip Cole, and I'm from the Marbury area, just north of Prattville. And if you're like me, you've been mad for a while. And my wife, sitting up front, she told me, she said, you know what? If you're so vocal and you feel so strong against what's going on by these cronies, and I think that's exactly what they are for the most part. Crooks, yeah, however you want to define it. I mean, it's bad when the little sign right here of Bobby Bright has more backbone than what he does. Here's the thing. Am I for this government health care? Absolutely not. But what I'm more against is these cronies right here, including the head knucklehead, which is Obama. I'm against them taking away my liberties every day. We're nothing more than frogs in the boiling water. And for some of us, we're smart enough to get out before the water starts boiling too heavily. You know, we can start off by saying, you know, hey, what are you talking about? For one, don't tell me how I should take care of myself. It's my health care. Let me decide with my doctor how I'm going to handle that. Don't tell me, you know, that I should have to, I don't know, how I should have to raise my children. I'm even to the point where don't tell me that I should protect myself by even wearing a seatbelt in my own car. You know, that is my liberty as an American. That's my liberty as a tax-paying citizen. And I promise you, I pay more than my share. And one last thing. You know, these guys are our representatives, and I think they forget what representative means. They're not representing me, I promise you that, and obviously they're not representing you. And so, like several people have said, we need to get this jerk out of office. If he's not going to listen to us, then he needs to hit the road.
Now we've got Cindy Wright. She's just too afraid all the time to talk to people.
Let me tell you something. Before I start, I am not in Bobby Bright's district. I am in District 3 for Mike Rogers, but I am suffering the same pains trying to find a open town hall that has been advertised like Jenny has done this one that would give you the freedom to speak. And you are being heard. There is media here, and I'm going to hold them responsible. I'm going to hold them responsible, and you need to hold them responsible for making sure that they report the things that are being said here today. Because let me tell you something, they are listening, and here's my message to my congressman and to all the congressmen and senators. Get out of my life. Leave us alone.
Thank you, Cindy. Speaking down for it. I'm glad you said you're going to say something.
First off, thanks to everybody that's coming out here tonight. For 8 years, people in Montgomery have put up with Bobby Bright lying to us about the crime situation. How many people remember that? It did not surprise me when his telephone conference the other night, he didn't take one phone call from the Montgomery area. What do you think about that, Montgomery? A guy who spent 8 years pretty much was Baghdad Bob from Montgomery saying crime is not a problem. When you have thugs breaking into businesses, when you have thugs when we lost Montgomery Mall to thugs, and now because of Bright, we're almost about to lose Eastdale Mall. And they're running us everywhere, and people ask, well, why can't we do anything about West Montgomery? That's because that's where all the police have shuffled everybody. You cannot have new development in any parts of Montgomery because of the way Bobby Bright pushed all the crime into one area. And he didn't stand up to it the way our current mayor, Mayor Strange, is doing with our police force. That's right. It took Bobby Bright to go to Congress to get him out of this city. And everybody sits and said, well, okay, his lying is over. He's in Congress. And now this is what we get. The other day, I got to thinking about the Cash for Clunkers program, and you all know how well that turned out. So, if that turned out well for the car dealerships, think of Cash for Clunkers for health care. Because all the young people besides me in this audience today, we're paying for it. And someone said, I believe it was on Dan Morris's show the other day, that there's a new czar that's supposed to oversee this death panel. Well, there's already a death panel, and it's called the Hospice Organization. Thank you.
Jason, I don't know how to announce you because I don't know you. He's not a plant, I don't think. You're not a plant, are you? All right.
I'm Wilson.
Can't hear you.
Big fella.
Heard him, Jenny.
We do not government-run health care. It's me ashamed. Uncle fight in World War I, had 3 brothers, World War II, and I myself fought in Korean War to preserve this country, to get a country to try to make it a socialist country. That is a disgrace to the people at the root of this country. They don't have something better than that for us. A veteran spent 21 years in the military service, and I know what it's like when they start trying to take the veteran stuff away from them. It's a bad thing. So I thought I got to say.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Next. Maybe so. There you go. Tell us your name.
Luann Dawkins. I'm the Birmingham Community Examiner, although I live in Slapout. And last week I wrote an article. Last week I wrote an article about Bobby Bright, calling him a yellow-bellied coward for letting a bunch of senior citizens stand in the heat while he ducked out the back like a criminal. Well, I took a lot of flack for that article. I wrote another article and then wrote another one, and then ironically enough was called and invited to the Telly Town Hall. So I sat on the telephone when it was time and they called. I sat on the telephone for an hour and a half, punching *3, saying I would like to ask a question. When his assistant got to me and said, "What is your name and what is your question?" I said, "My name is Luann. I'm from Slapout, and my question is, it has been said that you, Mr. Bright, would have to vote for one of the bills that is in the House. I want to know which bill it is and whether your vote is yes or no." And guess what happened? I'm sorry, but we're all out of time. If you would like to leave your question on the answering machine, please do so after the beep. Story of my life. So make sure that you tell your friends, tell your family, tell your church members, tell anybody who will listen to you. It is time to take this country back from Congress.
Ready? You introduce yourself? You know how to stand?
This will hurt. Government has no authority to even be in health care. It is not a legitimate government program. All I say about government-run health care is one simple sentence: get the hell out of my way. You don't know where that came from? Read Atlas Shrugged.